Radical democracy was articulated by Ernesto Lacau and Chantal Mouffe in their book Hegemony and Socialist Strategy, Towards a Radical Democratic Politics, written in 1985. They argue that social movements which attempt to create social and political change need a strategy which challenges neoliberal and neoconservative concepts of democracy. This strategy is to expand the liberal definition of democracy, based on freedom and equality, to include difference. Radical democracy means the root of democracy. Lacau and Mouffe claim that liberal democracy and deliberative democracy, in their attempts to build consensus, oppress differing opinions, races, classes, genders, and worldviews. In the world, in a country, and in a social movement there are many, a plurality of, differences which resist consensus. Radical democracy is not only accepting of difference, dissent, and antagonisms, but is dependent on it. Lacau and Mouffe argue based on the assumption that there are oppressive power relations that exist in society and that those oppressive relations should be made visible, renegotiated, and altered. By building democracy around difference and dissent, oppressive power relations existing in societies are able to come to the forefront so that they can be challenged. In other contexts, radical democracy is a term used to refer to the post-Marxist perspectives of Italian radicalism, especially Paolo Virno. Reinterpretations. Since Lacau and Mouffe argued for a radical democracy, many other theorists and practitioners have adapted and changed the term. For example, Bell Hooks and Henry Giroux have all written about education for a radical democracy. Paulo Freire's work, although initiated decades before Lacau and Mouffe, can also be read through similar lenses. Theorists such as Paul Chatterton and Richard J. F. Day have written about the importance of radical democracy within some of the autonomous movements in Latin America, namely the EZLN Zapatista Army of National Liberation in Mexico, the MST Landless Workers Movement in Brazil, and the Picturo Unemployed Workers Movement in Argentina. Challenges. Because of radical democracy's focus on difference, and challenging oppressive power relations, it has been seen as conducive to post-colonial theory and decolonization. However, the concept of radical democracy is seen in some circles as colonial in nature due to its reliance on a Western notion of democracy. Also, radical democracy challenges consensus decision-making processes which are essential to many indigenous governing practices. Contemporary mass movements committed to radical democracy. The EZLN Zapatista Army of National Liberation in Mexico. The MST Landless Workers Movement in Brazil. The Picturo's Unemployed Workers Movement in Argentina. The Abehlali Base Mjondolo Shack Dwellers Movement in South Africa. The Socialist Party USA. Jung Demokratinnen / Jung Link, translated Young Democrats / Young Left JD / JL, a left-wing political youth organization in Germany and the former youth wing of a liberal party called FDP. Theorists. Ernesto Lacau. Chantal Mouffe. Murray Bookchin. Slava Zizek. Raya Dunajewska. Roberto Mangabeira Ungar. Cornel West. Sheldon S. Volleen. Romand Coles. William E. Connolly.
Please subscribe and thanks for watching.